Welcome back, Fang Gang, to another video where I'm going to tell you about what I have read in week number 3. Did I put dates on this? I think I did. Could you scroll down, Chris? Let me see. What are the dates past this? Hold on. Yeah, okay, so November 14th. So it'd be November 14th to what? November 20th? Is that right? Math. This is the week that I read some comics. I did not read as much as I wanted to this week, but that being said, we are going to jump into it and talk about what I did read. And we're also going to talk about something really quickly first that I didn't have time to mention on last week's video where I was talking about comics. I also do a really cool comic book reading club that you can check out on a site that is for people that really love, you know, things with blades that spin and cool you off. It's a place for only those people, some might say. So my comic book club is over there. It's really fun. I do recommend it. And we are reading Justice League Dark. So I read that last week. I'm going to tell you about what I read so you can get a little sneak peek on kind of my thoughts on this series in case it's something you would want to also read with me. So Justice League Dark issue number 15. This is a comic that I am reading as part of that comic book club, and I do read it digitally, so I don't have a physical copy of it right now. But I thought I would include it because, hey, I thought you guys would still find it interesting. It's a really amazing horror-themed series that is steeped in DC's rich world of magic, which is a very rich world that, honestly, I feel is a lot more extensive than we sometimes think. In this issue, Circe continues to call on allies via her chosen few. Hot on her trail, however, the Justice League Dark put together their own team to find her, while Wonder Woman seeks out a symbol of the moon to unlock residual power within that lingers from her time as the Witch Marked and as a temporary Lady of Chaos. I really enjoyed this issue and I really enjoy where the story is going. Justice League Dark also is just like a really amazing series. This is the second volume, but I also feel like I would enjoy maybe the first volume of this series as well. Justice League Dark issue number 16 was also something we read as part of the comic book club for the month, and I gotta say, I continue to love all the artwork in this series as well. It's so good. Circe takes the fight to Wonder Woman. Zatanna and Kent Nelson attempt to buy Wonder Woman time to retrieve a symbol of the moon, not knowing that, you know, she's really fighting Circe, nor that she loses this battle upon her return. Meanwhile, Khalid Nazur and Detective Chimp manage to trap a monstrous and enchanted but out of control Man-Bat, and Detective Chimp seeks help from John Constantine when it comes to finding Abby, who Swamp Thing called out for as he rotted to goop. Which, by the way, if people also want to tell me about John Constantine and how to say that, you can say teen, you can say tine. Either way, you're still welcome here at the channel. I say tine because of the way Alan Moore intended it to be said, but you can say it however you wish. And before we jump into the actual week of comics that I read, which, as I said, not enough, I also wanted to let you know, yes, I am wearing some merch, which I do have merch now if that's a thing you're into. I will put a link in the video description so you can check it out. This is me on the shirt, and my friend Jen did this artwork. She's actually an amazing artist. I have a lot of fun artist friends. Maybe that's why people think that I'm an artist sometimes. I'm not an artist. My art is bad. But I think at least, you know, hilariously bad, so hopefully it would be enjoyable in that way. Moving right along, let's talk about these week of comics. We've got Harley Quinn issue number 4. Harley gets a confidence boost from her pal SG, aka Solomon Grundy. Using this confidence and a Batman-inspired impromptu look, she confronts Scarecrow and attempts to free Joker's former goons within his clutches. Wow. Okay, so this is my first jump into the Harley Quinn series that is ongoing. I think the creative team is changing actually soon, but yeah, I may need to collect all of this run of Harley because, yeah, this is really good. If not the issues, I may at least need to get the trades, and if not physically, at least digitally, but the artwork, the story, it's really good. Stephanie Phillips. Awesome. Harley Quinn number 6. So Harley and Catwoman are going to team up to track down illegal substances that the Scarecrow is bringing into Gotham through the East End, Catwoman's neighborhood. I should say they reluctantly team up because Selena definitely does not want to team up, but she does anyways. I initially got these issues because of the Pride cover, which was the cover for issue number 4, and the Suicide Squad cover, which was the issue for number 6, James Gunn's Suicide Squad. But yeah, both are just really good issues, and now I want to read all of Harley Quinn. Crypt of Shadows issue number 1, a collection of spooky short stories and series previews for Halloween from Marvel, which obviously I got around Halloween times, and yeah, I gotta say, honestly, this was kind of meh for me. I got it mostly because Morbius was on the cover. I love Morbius, but the best part was actually our monstrous host, Victor Strange, aka Doctor Strange's vampiric brother who is apparently confined to the mirror dimension, or lives in mirrors. There's a whole place I could go back to read about that, which I might, but not right now. There were a couple days where I read literally nothing. How embarrassing. Amanda, gotta read more. Stop that. But we did read Marvel Voices Pride issue number 1, which actually took me a few days to read. I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a slog, but let's talk about that. This is a collection of Pride-inspired short stories, and one that features 2 new trans mutant characters. I believe this is the Pride issue from 2022. I'm all for Pride issues usually, but this one was just, like I said, it's kind of a slog, kind of meh to me. I did like Permanent Sleepover, which is the story involving the new trans mutant characters Sheila, aka Escapade, and her BFF Morgan Red. So I would recommend it for that, but the rest of it, And we get some character like bio sheets, which I always love those. Those are informative, but not, you know, not super page turning. I also read Marvel Voices Identity issue number 1, which is from 2021. This is a collection of Asian and Pacific Islander heritage and character stories to showcase some of Marvel's diversity and focus on what identity actually can mean to us. So it kind of also applies to everybody, which I love. If Pride was a bit of a slog, this comic was actually the opposite. A page turner! My favorite stories were ones centered on armor and Silver Samurai. That one was called Traditional Pink Rice, and one centered on Jubilee about the loss of her parents, which was, my heart. It was so good. Of course, I always must read It's Jeff, which seems to be coming out bi-weekly right now. So It's Jeff issue number 20. After previously becoming small and fighting with an ant, Jeff becomes embiggened, but so does his new rival, the ant. The two are about to fight amidst downtown New York, but fortunately are stopped by the Hulk and a giant syringe of Pym particles, which are used to restore Jeff and the ant to their normal size. Thought the Hulk was in space right now, but apparently wherever this takes place, he is not, and he's wearing his purple shorts and he has giant syringes. I was not expecting this Hulk cameo. Now I want to know where the Hulk actually got his giant syringe, and like if he has a collection of them. Like, does Bruce have a cabinet with his regular sized like science equipment and syringes, and Hulk has like a cabinet with just like giant size science equipment? I don't know. Also, Jeff made a new friend, which was super cute. I also read some free comic book day issues that I had, so I'm gonna run through some of those. So Midnight Sky, free comic book day. I believe this one was from 2019 in Scout Comics. It's a collection of some spooky, some not spooky stories that highlight what Scout Comics has to offer. I liked Gut Ghost, but overall this comic was also kind of meh for me. There were no stories that really jumped out and made me like want to continue to read them, personally. X-Men and Moon Girl issue number 1. So Moon Girl's team up book seems to center around her getting back Devil Dinosaur, which I love. In this chapter, she teams up with mutants Wolverine and Havoc to journey to High Evolutionary's Counter-Earth, where she has discovered Devil Dinosaur is being held, and plans to use Wolverine's blood to cure DD, whose connection to her has been blocked. DD being Devil Dinosaur, not Daredevil, just to be clear. This is a cute issue, and at the end we learn that Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur will be back in their own series, and I love that Havoc is just along for this ride as well. In this, I just love Havoc. He's great. I also started finally on Hulk issue number 1. I've been holding on to this series for a while. Donny Cates Hulk. Bruce Banner has split his mind into 3, modified Hulk's body with surgical implants, and in essence turned him into his own spaceship, of which Bruce is the pilot. Also, he can take control and venture out into the unknown. Mad scientist time too. Who should we have been more afraid of this whole time, Hulk or Bruce? Who between them is the real monster? We're gonna find out. I'm intrigued. Also, I love Otley's art in this, especially in the fight scene. So good. Stray Dogs free comic book day, which I'm not sure what year Stray Dogs was. Was it 2021? Was it 2019? I don't know. But I know that, I think it's 2021. I think this one's 2021. Dogs basically get dog-napped, but the mystery of how they ended up in their new home with their new master, who they all seem to love, is quickly forgotten due to the weakness of their short-term memory, which is interesting. Until a new dog arrives, Sylvia, who actually remembers, because we get her shortly after this all happened to her. Wow. Okay, I may need to actually read this whole series. It's not that long, and it's a fascinating twist on a classic murder mystery noir genre, but with doggos, so super cool. Terror Below Survivors. Less of a comic, more of a short story. This is a prequel to the board game which I have, Terror Below, and it kind of explores how did the worms escape and infest Golden Barrel, which is the town, who are the key players in this game. It was a really fun introduction to the plot and themes of the game and the characters. Also, these characters are just super cool, especially Laura, secret FBI agent, and Shep, best boy doggo, who is looking to protect his new friends and hopefully get some food and pets along the way. Super cute. Also, it's by my friend Banana Chan, who's awesome. You should read it. it if you have a chance. I think it was like a thing that they only gave out to people that got the game. Hulk, issue number 2. Back to Hulk. Bruce Banner, piloting the spaceship that is the Hulk, accidentally runs right through some people, seemingly killing them all, before being pulled into another dimension, where Bruce is confronted by himself? Double take. But himself with an eye patch. Oh my goodness. I am still intrigued. Why is Bruce bald? Why does he have an eye patch? And what is this other Bruce doing here? I need to know. I need to know about why he's bald and how he got an eye patch. Hopefully in the next issue. IDW Convention Edition Star Trek Year 5. The beginning of the Star Trek Year 5 series. Captain Kirk and the Starship Enterprise crew seemingly complete their final mission before returning to Earth. But it turns out their journey might not just be over yet. In fact, it may never fully be concluded. Dun dun dun. Well, I mean, it does at some point because we know that they go on to do other things, but yes. A fantastic jumping on point. This was really great. In fact, it actually inspired me to add the new series coming out this year from IDW, titled, I think, simply Star Trek, to my pull list because, yeah, this was really good. Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly really nailed the voices of these characters and the tone of the original series, which, if you know me and you know my love of Star Trek, the original series, TOS, it's my favorite one, so woo woo. Captain Kirk is my captain for life! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 93. This issue kicks off the City at War story arc, which is actually known for being one of the most meaningful and longest running story arcs, I believe, in the 90s comic series. This is a new version, however, from IDW, released in 2019. War is about to break out on the streets of New York between various ninja gangs. Jennika is fatally injured, becoming the first victim of this all-out war. Jeez, I just need to read more licensed stuff by IDW in general. They also did a great job with pulling me into this world and this story. They really know how to make licensed properties pop and like draw you into the world. And do a really good job of just honoring them, I think. Is that it? That's it! That's all I read! Not enough stuff, not enough stuff. But that's okay. Next week I have a lot more for you. It's gonna be crazy. So stay tuned and keep your fingers crossed for me. I'm really nervous to show you my bin at the end of this. Alright, stay nerdy, Fang Gang. See you in the next one. Cross those fingers.